All right, so I'm back home, and this is part 5 of The Plumber That Did My Home. And the last line was, as they sat, Beth mentioned, so you're not a counselor or psychologist. And Jonah replies, correct. I'm actually the janitor, and I do this a few hours a night, 2 days a week to pay the bills. But my real passion is writing. I stopped writing 4 years ago and just started again about 3 weeks ago. In the past, I would usually write one page for a person and it would help them, and making individual copies or putting the writings together in a book, they would always help others. In the 4 years of not writing, I tried to live life like anyone else, but I was preventing myself from doing just this and allowing whatever is written to help others. This, I feel, is and will be the second of 3 stories, which I feel will be combined into one book. The first story is finished, and I learned that I literally wrote 24 pages for that one person. I see that with all of the other characters that came about while writing the story, it was meant for many, many people and to be shared. So what is my part? Just share your story, and I will write whatever comes about. I will take notes for now and see what happens. It might sometimes go off the rails, and that will mean whatever is intended for you at that time. If it's something triggering, it may be something you need to heal. It will resonate however it's intended, and usually seems to somehow be divinely aligned as needed for either you or someone that reads it. Okay, so where should I start? I would say start with what originally brought you here and up to your last appointment. Beth said, well, what originally brought me here was the death of my daughter in the car accident. But since my last appointment, after I'd been pulled over by the police, when I got home, well, that turned into a night I will never forget. How so? When I got home, I saw a white Indian motorcycle near the front porch steps. It turns out Marcia, who had been doing all the sheetrock, had come by to remove the few panels of sheetrock for the upcoming repairs needed in the bathroom. I've never been with a woman before, or had never been anyway. She wasn't as rough and gruff as she seemed before when all the guys were there. This wasn't different. This was different. She was different. I told her about being pulled over and Bo and just everything that had been going on, and I told her I hated men. She asked if I wanted to change from my bikini, and I told her no. I did want my thick white bathrobe, and I wanted the sleeping bags so I could begin living in the new home. I felt the real need to get to know the new place, old farmhouse, and figure out what the hell I was doing. Jonah replies, this is so intriguing for me, Beth. I think this is exciting, and I feel there's definitely something here. Chills. I get these chills all over. I call them confirmation chills and follow whatever guidance I get when this happens. Okay, that sounds good. Shall I continue? Yes, of course. She brought me a sandwich, lit a few candles, and poured some chamomile tea. I couldn't eat, wasn't hungry, too upset really, but she comforted me. She held me, she listened. I couldn't eat, but I felt safe. I could feel her masculine strength, but also her soft and tender side, a part I never thought she would have had. I never had the same feeling with a man before. My dad, when living, would have called her a crusty old broad. There's another word he used to use for women like that, but I can't think of it at the moment. So then what happened? I fell asleep. Around midnight or so, I woke up and she was lying next to me, but had her arms around me. You know, I just thought of it. She reminds me of Katie Lang, just a beautiful soul. She had her arm around me from outside of the sleeping bags, like she was protecting me. She asked if I wanted her to stay, and I told her thank you, but I don't actually swing that way. She told me, that's not what I mean, Beth. Do you want me to stay over as a friend, or do you want me to leave? Our time has passed up, Beth. Well, if I was a counselor anyway. While laughing, Jonah said, oh, okay. Are you okay to end here, Beth? Yes, thank you. When should we meet again, or do we need to? Jonah says, yes, I would say in probably at least a week, but sooner if you feel the need. I am thinking, though, that meeting somewhere else might be better since I'm not a counselor. How about my place? That's exactly what I was feeling as I was saying that. Being present within your living space, indoors, and around the property will probably bring more to the story. My time is pretty clear each day before 5 p.m., so if you want, text your address and whatever time and day works, and we'll go from there. Meanwhile, whenever stuff starts popping up, I will write whatever I get. Okay, thank you. I look forward to reading whatever you have. Before you leave, Beth, sometimes when I write, certain things come up or parts of the story might need to be shared with the person I'm writing for. Are you open to me texting anything that I feel needs to be shared at that moment? Yes, of course. That would be fine, maybe even great. Okay, sounds good. We'll see each other sometime next week. Jonah realized within minutes of Beth leaving that they would need to speak by phone, maybe even every day. He was already receiving a lot of what already needed to be written, not to mention all of the notes he's already taken. Little did either of them know where this story would go. So I'll leave it there, and I'll do another one probably tomorrow. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. And I'm all up for writing stories, so if anyone's interested in having their story written, let me know. Thanks. Have a great day or night. Bye.